right now it's all merging
That's
together.
Voting. We're talking about voting from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
These people voting from the heart. They don't vote because it's a political, because it's a right, because it's a left, because, it's racist, because Black Lives Matter. No. All of them, including mother with kids, every race. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah, but you see, again, in physical reality, it can still be hijacked because you can't tell until you're not seeing the truth, which is a higher frequency reality. There is no, because even right now, we can lie. There's people there that could be the most racist asshole, and he's in an anti-racist protest, right? That's what they do. They go, and that's what this whole is. They hijacked religion. They go into good, positive things, and you don't know. They act like the good guy. All of a sudden, wait a minute, Mr. Doctor, I thought you were, So again, even right now, that's the funny thing. It's a masquerade. It's like you can't, whether it's a racist, movement or a free this or free that or just anything, there's good and bad and everything in between in every group, every topic. There is no bad music industry. There's good and bad in the music industry. There's no bad school. There's good and bad in every school, in every church, in everything. There will be good and bad. As we raise our frequency, your discernment becomes clearer. You become a clear channel so you can see past the masks, past the masquerade, past our abilities to lie. Whether we're lying, and that's the other topic, we could be lying from fear, we could be lying from not malicious things. We could be even doing something that we think is the right thing to do because we want to look like the good guy. And maybe we want to look like the good guy because we were never given love in our family. It doesn't even have to be a malicious, we want attention and it's my ego. No, maybe I just want to feel a part of something, right? So it's so complex. It's on an individual basis. But that's the only way to see the truth. If somebody wants to figure on a 3D level out, on a paperwork reality, lots of things, even the saying goes, what looks good on paper? You're not going to figure it out. You can make shit look perfect on paper or in our skin suit or in our, and that'll be even more going into now because you're going to be able to hide with new technologies coming in. We could look very beautiful on the outside. More and more beautiful. And the only way to see the truth, again, what's inside, and that's actually a lot of dark right now. Let's just say Kardashians, this, that. What if there's just like monsters underneath those skin suits, right? And I'm not saying that they are, but personally I believe everything, again, even dumb, are each a combination of dark and light. And each of them, every sister will have a reason of why they're there. Some of them might have been a victim to, and God, some of them might have made a choice lifetimes ago and now are suffering the repercussions of it. Another one could have gotten hijacked into the lineage. It's like, it's complex. But as we, again, raise our ability to see through, that's the higher dimension, to become more transparent, lies cannot exist. That doesn't mean we don't have drama still. We can have drama, just they're not hidden anymore. And that's what will happen. That's why fourth dimension, it gets chaotic even more in some aspect, because the veil is lifted, but that doesn't mean the drama doesn't exist. It's like, oh shit, it's really like actually quite a lot, because it's like a flood of, imagine right now everybody gets exposed fully, each of us, with everything that we are, but the problems don't go away, they're still there, and now we have to figure out how to heal them. That's what's happening in that's really our astral realm. That's why we wake up exhausted, because that's what we're dealing with on a spirit level. In the, we're trying to clear it out before going into the next higher dimensions, because then we bring our baggage there. And there we can manifest a lot quicker. And it's like it pollutes those environments with, if you don't have your shit figured out, cleared out, then there it's like, whoa, shit, I just manifested that real quick. Like, maybe not be a good idea.
Yeah, this must be really fun, actually, to be able to see it from all different, you know.
I don't know about that.
No, but no, it must be fascinating.
Yeah, it's both, yeah.
It must be in some way fascinated, you know. And then if you must look at it, it's like, my God, I don't want you to suffer anymore. Don't fucking go there anymore. And it's still going, you know, like your father, like, you know.
Well, that's our higher aspects, looking at the physical aspects.
No, but that's
at
what
play.
I'm saying. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting others. You're not.
But the
Do
physical.
you need this?
Sometimes, yeah.
I guess
And that's
they
what
do.
the physical aspect also has to teach, because one is not more important than the other. They don't understand. Let's say there's a being that's never been in a physical existence. They're like, what the hell are they doing? But if you've never been, you know, it's easier said than, you know, done again. Some stuff, it's like, no, I need to rest right now. No, I need to go slower right now. Is it in benefit for the whole universe? Or like, can I probably get through this? Yeah, I probably can, but it's going to be really, really painful. And maybe I don't want to that way. And they have to compromise with us, like physical and non-physical. I mean, it's really like, you know, at first, at this level of chaos, it has to be compromised. Then we can go into healing more and more, merging, like figuring out, you know, better options and paths. And, you know, that's what higher dimensionals do. They collect information, data, like seeing, you know, oh, maybe not, that won't be a good way to do it. Like they observe a lot of things.
You know, I was thinking about this when I see you or my mom suffering physically, that I observe that pain, I feel compassion, I feel fear to how I can stop this, I feel some kind of hopelessness, right? But I don't feel the pain. I don't feel you physical pain. I can imagine that pain because I remember that pain, but it's like trying to smell rose right now. It's in my head, but I don't smell it. So I'm thinking like they're looking us and, you know, they don't understand the pain.
Yeah, but there will be there will be beings, again, like let's say ascended masters. They've been all in, they're considered ones that have been in physical flesh. It's the same thing as me. I haven't had a cold, knock on wood, in years, but I know what a cold feels like. It's been a long time. Hopefully I will never have one again. But I can physically understand what it feels like to have a cold. If you've never had a cold, period, or been in physical, you cannot even conceptualize. So that's why they can be pushy sometimes. Go faster, go this, like, what's wrong with you guys? You should just be able to, you know, snap out or all of that kind of thing. So that's why it's important to have beings, again, a lot of starseeds and stuff, which I would put us in that category where we've gone through the hell and we've gone through the heavens, because you're merging, you're like a communicator between the two. Like you're helping both sides understand where they're coming from. Like we're teaching the beings that, like say, are never been physical. We're even teaching them to prepare them for if they want to have, let's say, a physical experience. But as we know, teaching, you can teach so much and then beings still do what they want to do, which we all do. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Sign me up. Next thing, like they gave you, it's like the 10 commandments, right? God said, don't do this, don't do, yeah. Here we are. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't whatever they are. Don't steal. Oh, just one thing. Candy. No one will see. Whatever it is. And rules are also there to be broken. It's like, that's what makes things interesting too. It just doesn't have to go so far. You know, it just went really, really like too far. That's pretty much my sum up of this universal thing. It just went into like, we just let it go too far as a collective. There was a point that I do feel like there's a mistake, so to speak. And that's, again, from the higher part, you could say there is no mistake, because this whole experience in it, with the mistake in it is going to be another teaching lesson. But would I have preferred not to learn this lesson when it comes to children being raped and animals getting skinned alive and people and children too? I would have preferred not to learn this lesson. Like, not to have this experience as a collective universe. I feel like it's a scar that I would have rather not have than have. Okay. But that doesn't mean that I don't honor the scar or respect it or feel like, okay, well, I'm not going to dwell on it. Like, when we come to the healing moment, it happened. Can't do anything about that. I'm not going to, forever and ever feel like, oh, well, we shouldn't have. Like, we did. And yeah, maybe the good thing is we did learn another bigger lesson from it. But it's a big repercussion for the lesson, because that level of trauma, it's very difficult to heal. And it's a difficult journey to heal it. And like you said, you don't feel, let's say, that's what I'm saying, when you have a migraine, I don't feel your migraine. But I do feel compassion for you, but I don't feel like I could go home and start watching a movie or whatever the hell I'm doing, singing, and I'm in my bubble. Your headache is not affecting me. But at the same time, my toe is hurting right now. Why is my toe hurting? It does have something to do with your headache. It's all interconnected. Or all of a sudden I'm in a bad mood. Why am I in a bad mood? I'll just pick it up somewhere else. But it does manifest, like my illness will manifest in somebody else's body on a smaller level somewhere at some point in time. So let's help this shit get healed, because everybody thinks another person's pain is their own pain. Nah. They might be having a migraine. Why are you depressed? Their migraine has something to do with it. It's all interconnected. And that's hard to because we're so physical minded that we want no, that's impossible. We want physical evidence. No, she's separate. Her migraine cannot affect my toe. But actually, even science will start showing how it does.
Well, they're showing this already in the plants.
Yeah. The space in between isn't empty. It's full of life. You just you move a spoon in front of your face fast enough that you can't see it, really starts disappearing. So that's what it is. Doesn't mean the spoon's not there or the fork or whatever. It's just vibrating faster. And it's the same thing with good things. When you're feeling good, somebody else is feeling good. All of a sudden, you might be like, damn, my cold just cleared up in 5 days instead of 2 weeks. Why? I don't know, maybe your neighbors were in a good mood that day. Yeah, we pick up, it's all frequency, so we pick up, it overlaps, the neighbors are fighting over there, the child is screaming, and, especially the children. Again, the children are potent. How the children are feeling really affects us, which is kind of fucked up when you think about what's going on with the children right now.
Which I noticed in America, I stopped hearing kids outside.
Yeah.
This was so common in
compared to Poland, yeah.
Yes, that always hear kids playing, screaming, singing, jumping, laughing, crying. I hear kids, and then
calling each other names.
I forgot, and I completely forgot about this because I get used to not to hear kids, and then all of a sudden when you hear one kid somewhere, it was almost irritating. No kids. I don't want it. I don't want them to. You almost feel aggressive towards that. But I remember, luckily we live next to the school, so I hear, next to my house. This is interesting right now.
We always live next to school.
Yeah, next to school, including right now at school too. But I remember I was in Austria. We went to Vienna and we stayed in some bed and breakfast, old house. And it was afternoon, but we have a jet lag. It was probably around 3 o'clock. And we lay down, we want to take a nap, and the window were open. And then I hear the ring bell for school. And then all of a sudden, all these kids. Mm-hmm. It was almost so joyful for me. That bell, these kids, the park, the birds.
Freedom!
The birds, yes, exactly. We are completely there is no sound here. Even nature is way quieter here. I was surprised, when I was in Big Bear, it's a forest, but it's not a forest that sings.
But it's all about bringing, again, music back into this reality, which is really the organic, sovereign sound, because we're becoming like a technological non-sovereign, where technology is supposed to be a tool used for hopefully positive if we choose, then negative, which again is choice. But we're becoming, instead of using it as a tool, we're using it as a actually most of us as a coping mechanism for the deep trauma we've had here. But that's being used against us. Like, they well and hell know that, which we all get. So I'm like, I'd rather watch a movie than make new friends, because friends, betrayals, fuck betrayals. I've had enough of those. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'd rather stay with my iPhone. It doesn't cheat on me. That's most of humans. It's more that. It's more through trauma that we've become so like, I rather look at my phone. It's fear. It's a fear. But that's what whatever groups that have some, and it's not one group. It's a structure of.
It's not like that, but I talked with Bashka yesterday, and I say, there is nowhere to go. You say there is no people, and there is nowhere to go. Because where are we gonna go right now? To the shopping center, one after the other?
Well, yeah, that's the matrix. It's a control.
And then you have a trail.
You're told where to go.
You go even to nature. You have to pay the ticket, like to the fucking Luna Park.
But we're signing away. That's what we're trying to bring back, sovereign power, because we're giving there is where to go. There is where to create. But because of fear, because of being. I'm putting it on me. Because of being tired, because of all those reasons. Some of us just, we're tired. You don't want to go outside and create, or go and knock on because right now we can technically, nothing's stopping us. We go knock on every single neighbor's door here, see who lives here, ask them if they want to go take some drums. We have a bunch of drums and instruments. Let's go play in the park right now. Why can't we do that? We can. What's stopping us? Fatigue. Betrayals. Not wanting to deal with the drama again of, other people. Like, all of those things. Maybe someone will steal our gong. Oh, they're going to know where we live. Oh, it's like all this list of.
Or they're going to ridicule us, or nobody will show up.
Yeah, just a bunch of things.
Or going to show up and not appreciate or something. Or you're going to deal with it. Yeah.
That's like a spectrum of reasons. But my main reason, I would say, is fatigue.
Fatigue.
I do feel like which that's a positive thing, because that's what I'm saying. I don't think I think my soul and my heart are in the right place. Like, I want to do that. Give me an ecstasy tab. That's what I'll probably start doing in a second. It's true. And not everybody on ecstasy is like that. That's me. Give me an ecstasy. I'll be knocking on the neighbor's door. Hey guys, want to have a deep conversation about the universe? Let's go play gongs outside. Like, that's what I do when I usually it's like I want to go meet the strangers and find out about their childhood trauma and like talk about it. And
for me, I'm gonna play the music and make sure that everybody dance, and the light is in the right place, and
That's who. I don't think drugs and all of that make us artificial. They just, again, another thing. It's like a tool that lets you connect to a certain aspect that's already you. That's why, like, the same drug doesn't work the same on everybody. There will be overlapping, whatever, speed will be speed, downers will be downers, more or less. But even that, actually, that's not even true, because, again, some people, ADD and all that, calms them down, other people. So we're all different. We have a different chemical stuff. We have different imprint, different DNA memory, different fears, different desires. But at what point can we be like free and connected enough to where it becomes not that we don't have to take the drug or have to take the drug, to where it becomes irrelevant. You could take it or not take it, and you could still feel how you want to feel. You could still be what you want to be. But here it's like you don't, and some of us, we know something's not right. Wait, this isn't me. Wait, why am I doing this? Wait, why am I feeling this way all of a sudden? Even in my heart, I'm like, everything's fine. What the fuck? And you're like, and there's many reasons of that. Yeah. Also, because again, we're connected to our neighbors. Yeah. But that's, again, that comes down to knowledge is freedom, because that's knowledge, knowing And the more they show it scientifically too, for those that need to see it under a microscope, because there are those, which I understand, that the neighbor's mood affects the little s over here. You could prove that probably under a big enough microscope. You see the wavelengths or whatever, they're flying over here. I forgot where I was going with that. That when we see that, then it's like you start knowing that hurting somebody else, like you really start knowing that, no, this affects also me. And it's not from the ego of like, oh, I can't hurt anybody because then me is going to suffer. It can't be that way either. I think the universe is smarter than that. That's why it doesn't work. If you do it from that intention, it reads your intention again. Intention is stronger than your spoken word or even your action, you see. That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
your intention is stronger than your action. Then your action, which actually can help us a little bit with self-forgiveness. And it's stronger than... and actually, I think that's a debate. Like, some people say, what's more important, intention or action? Because action actually, technically, is what creates the reality in motion. But that's only for this short period of the bigger thing is intention. In higher realms, it's the bigger truth. It's like you see, intention is what creates the future.
But also they
Hold on a second. Intention.
The road is paved with
good intention
to hell with the good intentions. Think about it.
That's I almost had it right now. Yeah. So, because again, there is no good or bad. So hell. Again, one person's hell is another person's heaven. So even a statement like that, every person will actually pick that apart differently. It might have a different meaning for them. But our intention creates future, and future is a lot vaster, is bigger, like it's more infinite than the past is action. That's why you see action has been hijacked. It's a physical reality and you could repeat it. But intention, it's important because it really sets, it's like the intention is like the creator. It seeds many realities. It's multidimensional, you see. Yeah. Action's not there yet. Action is now in this, and one is again not more important than the other necessarily. It's like, again, it's kind of like that pull the lever, not pull the lever, whether one person dies or 10 people. I could say with my intention right now I'm seeding infinite realms, whereas with my one action I'm only affecting you. Infinite realms are way more important than just you. Who said? Maybe you're more important than the infinite realms. And that's, again, there's no wrong or right. Action can have a lie in it, intention can't. It's like, because again, you could be seemingly doing the right action, whereas why you're doing it can be very different for every person. Look at people doing volunteer work. Many different reasons of why they're volunteering and doing, charitable deeds. Some people their intention is like, but again, the ones doing it from a bad place, it could be because they're traumatized.
I have to say something because a few times already come to me. I'm looking at you and I'm just praying inside that whoever there is beside me, another person that can see you the way I'm seeing you. Because there is so much wisdom and beauty and sense of humor and
based on what I just said, what maybe you seeing it is bigger than the infinite universe seeing me.
Maybe, but it will bring so much joy because I feel like it's so worth it to share that reflection to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's exactly, it's the gift, you know, that should be shared.
Look, it's easy for God, infinite universe, to recognize me, can see everything. You, as this broken, shattered particle, here in the now, with all the traumas separated from source itself, that's gone through this, that forgot who you are and then started remembering, and you can hear me. What's more potent? What has more meaning? Both again, but there's definitely the one of you becomes a certain type of musician. It's like, again, that's what's diving deep into the soul, what that means, into darkness. Like, again, it's the brightest light. It's like the tiniest, light coming through, the ability to recognize, to find something while we're all in darkness. And you can find another speck of light, a little flame, like, oh, I recognize that. Maybe that's more powerful than the bigger parts that know everything and see everything, and they can see. That's why when they say, like, even sometimes we learn a lot more when we don't know. And that's why sometimes it's like, even me with certain things, I'm learning to, like, I don't have to know that yet, because there's that those are the gifts of, like, me finding things or finding other recognizing things. That's what's making you again that musician that could connect with the soul, that could play the sad music, that can, like, birth the light out of darkness, or you become a more potent creator. Yeah. You see, it's like up there, they have all the tools. They can, up for sake of programming, but wherever they are, they have all the tools, all the knowledge, all the stuff they can create. But it's like kind of diluted. Whereas, like, here, you become this, like, fragmented, small, but your creation is very potent. That's why it has that huge, that's why we affect, even this, how they say, like, Earth affects everything that's going on in the whole, and why it's so important to be here, and why we're so, and also in fear, they're like, damn, these fucking humans, if they don't get their shit together, they can really affect, because we're such potent creators. Because when our intention becomes an intention, or we recognize something, it comes from the level of disconnect so much that, like, it's so potent that we connect back to it. It's like the same as, you would connect some wire back that's been disconnected, it will spark. It'll be like a potent.
Yeah, that's what I say, you cannot stop when you start. You cannot unknown anymore, or stop questioning.
Well, yeah, from one angle. From another angle, that's what we've done. We've unknown and forgotten and disconnected. From a higher level, nothing can ever be forever disconnected. Or can it? Like...
Phew. One thing I know, that when we will be on the other reality, I would like to remember that evening.
From that part of the reality, you're like, wow, how cool that they forgot and created that evening. That's like the scene. Otherwise, if we already remembered it, it would be like, they keep talking. Like the way we do with the stuff we know. Like, okay, we're talking again. But that's what makes, again, the potent thing. Like,
you see, I create this with Lenka.
Relationships, you recognize people.
And I realized, after Lenka left, I realized that this is my biggest gift. That I create so many moments like this with all different people. Because I always put my heart there. Whoever comes, I try to create for their level, something magical. And I don't want to lose this. I do feel like this is so important.
that's just your soul essence. You're like the grace, like you're here like a mother energy, like grace energy, like you're, you know, you're like a, like, you know, you keep the beauty alive. Because that's what it is. It's like, what, if we don't share, that's that quote where it was saying, if you don't speak, I forgot how it went, it said it would be a wound against the heart or something. Like, if you don't share what you know, it's the
biggest crime
against the heart. Which that's exactly true, because if you remember and you don't share what you remember, you're not letting, like...
And this is the Bible story about these two brothers, that one, he got all the money from the father, and the other one. And one didn't spend a penny. He just held to the money. And the other one, you know, did all kinds of things with the money, including losing money, gaining money.
So would money be like also gifts? Let's
Gifts,
say? Like
yes.
sharing our gifts.
Sharing the gifts. We're taking the risk, you know. Giving them.
So one gave all their gifts away and the other one hoarded them.
Yes, and the one who hoarded, he thought a father gonna be proud because he don't waste his gift, right?
Yeah.
He still have it.
Truth's in the middle.
Yeah, and this one, you know, he have fun. He did good things, bad things, but he used it, and he was the winner. It was a big shock for the, you know.
It depends, you see, but in this, it gets so complex because there are realities which this one got to, where the winner was the one that hoarded all its gifts. That's trauma, fear, reality. That's what happened to me. I gave my gifts away, and then I didn't win. I got stripped further and further and further and never got the so-called, you know, hug or like, here's your gifts back, or, you know, others recognize you, or whatever it was. So that's also why we started hoarding, why that's such a big, you know, so it's so complex, because again, why did he keep all the money? Was it out of wanting to please, let's say, his father, or was it because he was afraid of poverty, of lack of stuff, or, you know, gifts or whatever? Like, we will all have different reasons, and that's that intention thing. What is the reason why and that's what creates future. That does have, why we're doing something is important. They always say here, of course, don't ask why. The why doesn't matter. The why actually matters the most. But they make it where future is irrelevant because they want to program our future. We can program our future. Because you want to balance it. You don't want to. You want to again, you know, have your cup filled. You want to co-create. You want to give and receive, and that's the big hardest thing. It's like that balancing act of giving and receiving. Are you giving too much to where you become a martyr? Why are you even giving? Why are you even keeping your stuff? And there's no right or wrong. It'll be like a subjective. Some people need to hoard for lifetimes because they need to heal from lifetimes of poverty, and that's right for them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's right for them. They didn't have food in their fridge for lifetimes, so they have 3 storage bins of canned food this lifetime, because you don't see that in the past they were eating, you know, their own fucking elbow or whatever. So it's a healing process for them. So that's why it's so hard. Like, we can't judge, just seek to understand. Because if you understand, then we can again see like, oh, okay. And my personal thing is, when we do understand, we will see that there is more good than bad, because even the bad things we're doing, most of them come from good. It's like a child, like the soul itself, it's like there's a purity to it. It's like they say, there's only lack of light. There's no true darkness. That's what I'm saying, we're all light and dark, because really it's just a meld of more light, less light, more light, less light, like, and sometimes you need to dim your light for different reasons, protection, survival. Is that bad? No. that's a master that has its skill of how to. It's like a dimming switch, but it has control. They hijacked our dim switch, so it's again something else is controlling your. Wait, I want to perform now. No, now you're tired. Like something else is like controlling. No, I want to sing. Oh shit, I feel like shit and I have no energy. Like, but your true self has the desire, your soul. Like, no, I want to perform now, but I can't get off the couch. Like, but again, how do we get it back? Do we go to war with trying to retrieve our light switch? No. Mm-mm. It's like a co-surrender. It's like fight for it a little bit and then surrender. Fight for a little bit, surrender. Like, let it go, and then we merge it. Otherwise, it's like you might get your light switch back. You kick out the person controlling your light switch, let's say, or the entity or whatever, the little switcher. Funny, what are they called? Little gnome or whatever, this light switcher. Like, you kick him off, you have control of it, and he's now on a mission to go find another one. So he goes and links onto somebody else's light switch, which again, like I said with the migraines, I'm in a bad mood because now this fucker's controlling somebody else's light switch. So we have to share our light switch with the fucker. But it's easier said than done, because sharing, again, sometimes bites us in the ass. How to share and not deplete our own boundaries and, like,
not to be betrayed.
Yeah, again, tricked, betrayed, used, like, what are their intent? Alright.
Okay,
enough.
Jesus. 3 hours?
No, it was only 1 hour.
That's it?
Yeah.